Jackie, honey, sweetie, sugar baby, come on, time to go to work.
Good morning to you, too.
Well, it would be if you'd move yourself.
Give me a good reason why I should.
You want to help Holly, don't you?
You better start giving me another reason.
Another what?
What did you have in mind?
Well, I've thought of an idea which just may help her.
We've tried everything.
Not quite. I've thought of an area where we may find a little bit of support for her case.
I mean, we've talked to everybody you could think of, unless you've got a line on all of them, Basil.
Darling, would I be trying to get you out of bed if I did?
And believe me, it would be a switch.
Well, are you coming?
What do you think?
Then get dressed.
Would it be too much to ask where we're going?
I want to talk to some people who may be able to help us keep Holly out of jail.
You realize, of course, that I have grown accustomed to this way of living. I'm going to insist on it from now on.
Fine.
I thought we would take a walk through Central Park after breakfast.
Good, that doesn't sound too expensive.
And then I thought we would do a little shopping on Fifth Avenue.
How little?
Oh, 1 or 2 cab.
Oh, great. Okay.
Good.
Hello? Yes, put it through. It's an emergency call from Port Charles.
Who could it be?
Could be one of my patients. What? When? What about Jason? What about the baby? Was he with her? Thank God.
Alan,
How is she?
what happened?
Susan's been in an accident, a bad one. She's in surgery now. They don't think she's going to make it.
How's she doing? Not good. She has arrhythmias. Well, hang in there. There's a short run of VTAC. Well, I can't go any faster.
Lidocaine, 75 milligrams, IV push, followed by lidocaine drip at 4 milligrams per minute. Fast.
What else?
That's about it. She drove into the wall of a building down on the waterfront. What could she have been doing down on the waterfront?
There are lots of bars down the
She
waterfront.
doesn't have to go down to the waterfront to get drunk.
Any port in the storm.
I guess so. They said that the alcohol content in her blood when they found her was so high.
Well, that stands to reason. I mean, she was smashed when we saw her in the hospital.
Apparently there was a terrible scene after we left. She got into a fight with Steve.
Steve? Why Steve?
I don't know. She was so drunk she couldn't see straight. She was lashing out at anybody, and Steve just happened by.
But Jason's all right.
As far as I know. Heather took him to her mother, and then Susan apparently went off on her own.
Oh, thank God she didn't have him with her.
Thank God. If anything would have happened to that little boy, I never would have forgiven myself.
Or Susan.
Well, we better get moving.
For what?
To go home, of course.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I've got to get back home.
There isn't anything you can do back there.
What about Jason?
Well, I'm sure that he's probably being taken care of by Alice.
Oh, she's probably a total wreck.
Well, then Heather has the baby. He's fine, I'm sure.
There's more to it than that.
Alan, there isn't anything anyone can do back there.
I gotta go. I gotta go, Monica. I've got to be close to her. I've got to be there. She's the mother of my child, Monica. That's it.
But you can't help her.
What would you do? That's what I thought. Look, you stay here. You do whatever you want. I'm going to take the first plane back to Port Charles. Are you coming with me?
What's it look like?
Look, you don't have to.
I know that.
Really, Monica, I'll be perfect.
Alan, I've been through this nightmare with you so far. I'm not backing out now.
Monica. Thank you.
Heart stabilized, normal sinus rhythm.
All right, good work, Rick. Keep an eye on her. Shouldn't take me too much longer to treat this fracture.
Mark, the heart is stabilized, but it is still very, very weak.
I understand that.
I don't think it's strong enough for you to continue.
What do you suggest we do?
Suggest you close now.
I can't do that.
I don't think you have any other choice.
And risk the chance of leaving her paralyzed forever.
If her heart stops, that doesn't make much difference, does it?
What if it doesn't?
I don't think that's a chance that I would take.
Then the alternative is one I can't accept. Now, we have to complete this surgery immediately.
Mark, close now. You can go back for that later.
I can't do that. I have to finish what I started.
You may finish your patient.
Now, listen to me, Doctor. This woman has suffered a critical fracture.
She has also suffered blunt trauma to the chest with cardiac contusion.
I have taken that into consideration.
You asked for my opinion. I'm giving it to you. You are risking her life.
You're the cardiologist. I'm the chief surgeon. I understand what you're saying. I'm overruling you.
You are risking her life.
I'm trying to save it, damn it! And we don't waste time arguing. I may have a chance to succeed. I've made my decision. Miss Bunch.
Mark, make it understood that I'm assuming no responsibility for what's about to take place here. You are placing her life in grave danger.
Are you through?
For now, yes.
Let's get on with it.
Well, we appreciate your seeing us on such short notice.
Glad to help. If you'd given me a little more time, I might have been able to round up a few other witnesses. It's hard to find most of our summer employees since we're closed for the winter. As it is, I have 2 waiting outside.
You've briefed them.
Oh, just enough to determine they saw the incidents in question.
Then let's get started.
Send Denise in, please. This lady claims she saw the chase on the screamer. This is Mr. Scorpio and Miss Templeton.
Hello.
Hi. Well, thank you for your cooperation.
I don't know how much help I'll be.
Well, let's get comfortable. Let's see. Now, tell us what happened on the day in question.
I work at a candy concession. I was on my way to my car in the employee parking lot that's under the side of the roller coaster. Just as I was passing by, I saw that couple get off one of the cars.
Luke and Holly.
I think so.
Her descriptions match the pictures on the paper.
Go on.
They were in a hurry. I happened to look back and saw they were being chased by 2 men.
So what did you do then?
Nothing. I thought it was some promotional stunt. They do that sort of thing around here all the time.
Can you describe the 2 men that were chasing Luke and Holly?
Well, I got a pretty good look at one of them. Handsome guy in his mid-30s, dark hair, stocky, well-dressed.
Oliver.
Sounds like him. What about the other one?
I couldn't see him. They were weaving in and out under the roller coaster, and I was in a hurry.
What about the couple?
Oh, I saw them clearly.
Now, look, this part's very important. Did it appear that Luke was pulling Holly along?
How do you mean?
Did it look as if he was forcing her to go with him?
Oh, no, not at all. She was definitely running on her own. They both looked scared to death.
Well, is there anything else?
No, it all happened so fast.
Yes, it always does. Well, thanks very much for your help.
That'll be all. Any use?
A little, but not enough. Send in the next one.
We're ready for you now, Davy. Davy, this is Mr. Scorpio and Miss Templeton.
How do you do?
They're the ones I told you about.
Hi.
Hi, so you guys want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, right?
You got it, hotshot.
No problem. I got a pornographic memory.
Yeah, well, we'll pass on your hobbies. Have a seat. Now, tell us what happened.
I saw this lady being hustled out of the park by two dudes.
What did she look like?
Oh, she was something. Killer bod, dark hair, all the trimmings. You know, I'll say one thing for those guys. They had good taste.
Where was this?
Not far from the amphitheater.
It's where Luke and I were found out cold. Now, look, was this girl resisting?
Totally. Kicking and screaming. You know, I'm no hero, but she looked so grim I had to do something.
Yeah. And what did they look like? Was one guy, dark, kind of stocky?
That was the second one. The honcho was blonde.
Did he say anything?
He said the lady was his wife. He called her honey and darling once or twice, and he said they were having a little disagreement and that I shouldn't get involved.
And what was the woman doing?
Not much. She looked like she wanted to say something, but the guy had a pretty good hold of her.
Well, is that it?
That's it. Say, who was the lady anyway?
The lady was Holly Sutton. Know the name?
You're kidding. The con artist? Her face is all over the papers.
Yes. I wished you'd reported that little incident to the security. You may have saved her from a murder rap.
She didn't do it, huh?
No, and you can help us prove it.
You want me to appear in court? I think I'd be dynamite.
Yeah, just keep your act as it is. It's wonderful.
Would you tell that to my girlfriend, please?
I'll walk out with you, Davy. I'll be outside if you need me, okay?
Gail.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you think?
It's a start.
They'll help, especially the kid. If we can prove that Holly acted under duress, I mean, that could increase her chances of beating the accessory rap.
Can't hurt, incidentally. Thanks for the help.
Anytime, partner. I think we make a great team.
On and off the field.
Well, we could sure do a lot in Canada if we join the DIM.
Let's not push it, Sherlock.
Okay. So, what's next?
How do you fancy jumping a plane to Rochester?
Esther Van Gelder.
Just the sort of reinforcements we need at this point.
Well, what have we got to lose? You see this?
It sounded pretty bad according to that article.
Yes, Ian's morbid flair. He wrote this last night.
Wonder how it happened.
I'm sure a lot of people are asking the same question.
Well, we have questions of our own that need answering. Let's move it.
Behind you.
Mrs. Grant, I'd like to tell you how sorry I am to hear about Susan. I know this is a bad time for you, but I am investigating the accident. Could you tell me how it happened?
All I know is that my niece is near death, and her little son may have to grow up without his mother.
Well, if you do think of anything that might help, I'd appreciate it if you get in touch with me. Excuse me.
Here you are.
Dr. Harding.
Oh, hello, Captain.
How's Susan Moore?
Not too well, I'm afraid. She's still in surgery.
Do you have any idea how this accident might have happened?
No, I don't.
There's something here that I just don't understand.
What's that?
Well, Susan's car left its parking spot and then just went right into a stone wall of a building down the street. No skid marks, which means she didn't try to apply the brakes. I believe she never took her foot off the accelerator.
What are you suggesting?
I'm just trying to piece things together. I know from the emergency report that the alcohol content in her blood was rather high when she was admitted here.
Yes, that's true.
I also know that she was here earlier and she caused some trouble.
Well, yes, she was here yesterday. She'd obviously been drinking. She created quite a scene, shouting at the Quartermains about something.
Oh? Do you know anything of what she said?
Nothing worth repeating. She was obviously very disturbed.
Anybody else here?
As far as I know, only Jesse, Alan, and Monica, but I'm sure they'll just tell you what I did. Oh, Heather Weber came to the hospital with Susan and Jason. You might want to question her.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks very much. Mrs. Grant, excuse me for bothering you again, but I'd like to talk to Heather. Do you have any idea where I might see her?
Oh, she just went down to the cafeteria to get some coffee. She'll be right back.
Oh, good. If you don't mind, I'll wait here.
Mrs. Grant, they've just taken your niece to the recovery room. Her condition is very guarded.
Well, she made it.
I hope it was worth it.
She's still alive.
For a few hours, a few days, her recovery, uncertain at best, is now even more risk because of your decision.
I did what I felt was best for the patient, Ray.
I hope it is best for the patient for her sake. But I don't think it is, Doctor.
I'm just so upset. I can't go back to work. The Rib was nice enough to let me have the week off. I'm going to help Mother take care of Jason. And if I need more time, I think they'll give it to me.
How is Alice?
She's really broken up about it. She feels terrible. How could Susan do that to her?
Heather, I don't think that Susan was thinking about Alice or anyone else at that moment.
I kept trying to tell her. Show her that she was ruining her life. But she just didn't care. I think she was determined to destroy herself.
Well, I heard about the scene that she made yesterday in the hospital.
She totally lost control. I don't know what it is. At first I thought she was just drunk, but there seems to be something more to it.
There usually is.
For some reason, when Scotty dropped the phone, I just knew it was Susan.
What? What did you say? I don't understand.
Well, I was in the middle of a conversation with Scotty on the phone when Susan got into the car crash. Scotty put the phone down. He totally freaked out. I guess he heard the crash from his office.
Are you saying Susan went to see Scotty just before the accident?
That's right.
I didn't realize that. What was she doing there?
I don't know. Seems kind of strange, though, doesn't it? I mean, I wonder what happened. What got her so upset?
Well, maybe it was an accumulation of events.
If she'd been anywhere else, I would agree with you, but Scotty? Well, maybe we'll have a chance to find out.
Hello? You talking about the accident?
Scotty?
You and the accident?
Well, I was half right. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, I can see you're all upset about it.
Well, how would you know? As a matter of fact, I am.
Scotty, did you talk to the police yesterday?
I reported the accident and I gave a statement. Why?
I just wondered.
I'd be really curious to hear what you said to them.
Well, you know the details as well as I do. I was talking to you on the phone around 3 o'clock when we heard the crash.
What about before the accident, Scotty? What did you say to her? What really happened in the office? What did you say to her to make Susan want to go out and kill herself?
How should I know?
Scotty, what did you say?
Nothing. I couldn't say anything. She burst into the office, she started yelling, and then she ran out.
And that's it?
That's it. That's exactly how it happened, Heather. What's the matter with her?
Imagine she's upset about Susan.
Heather doesn't care about anybody unless they owe her something or she can get something.
Scotty, what did go on with you and Susan before the accident?
I told you, Gail.
You didn't say anything or do anything to upset her?
No, I didn't.
You said she was yelling.
That's right. She was yelling. She came into the office. She started yelling because she was drunk. I couldn't do anything. She was out the door, and then the wall jumped up in front of her car.
Oh, Scotty, for heaven's
Gail, I
sake.
feel sorry about Susan, but I don't know what made her do it.
I'm not going to lie to you. Susan suffered massive internal injuries. Her condition is critical at best.
She couldn't move?
I don't know. It doesn't look very good. Now, that doesn't mean she won't pull through. I've seen it happen before, but all we can do now is wait.
Can I see her?
Well, she's in recovery, but I'll let you see her for a moment. What she needs more than your presence is your prayers.
I understand.
Okay, I'll let you know when you can see her.
Please, please.
Now, if you need me for anything, if you want me to talk to you, whatever, call me.
Thank you.
Oh, Heather, excuse me.
Oh, Captain Ramsey.
I'd like to talk to you.
Could I just bring this coffee to my mother first?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, here you are. Thanks.
Any news on Susan?
I just talked to Dr. Dante, and Susan's condition is critical.
What are her chances?
Not good.
Well, Mother, I just know she's going to pull through. I talked to the nurse at the front desk, and she said that they contacted Dr. Quartermain in New York City, and he's going to be here as soon as he can.
Good. I knew he would want to come.
Will you excuse me for a minute, Mother? Captain Ramsey wants to talk to me. Well, I suppose you want to question me about Susan's accident.
That's right. I'm hoping that you might be able to help me fill in some of the holes.
But just what is it you want to know?
Well, just one question, really. Why? Why did she do it?
She was drunk. She had an accident.
She never took her foot off the accelerator. I know that she was drinking. I know about the fracas here in the hospital earlier. But no, something was bothering her long before she drove that car into the wall. What happened yesterday?
I wish I knew. I don't know what it could have been. I mean, yesterday was a day like so many other days in the past few months. She seemed like a woman possessed. I've never seen anyone so self-destructive.
That's just about what Dr. Hardy said. But why would she want to destroy herself?
I don't know.
Who does?
Maybe you should ask Scotty Baldwin.
Sit down, gentlemen.
See?
Got a problem, Steve?
I was hoping you could tell me. I sent for you because I wanted a report on Susan Moore.
Well, what in particular?
How it went in surgery?
It was about as expected. She survived, but she's still in very critical condition.
I know all that.
Then what?
Tell me what happened during the surgery.
Rumors travel fast here, don't they, Steve?
You denying it? Well?
I have nothing to say.
Two senior doctors decide to do battle of a patient right in the middle of an operation, and neither of you cares to discuss it? Well, permit me to insist. I want to know what it was all about. Mark, you're the chief surgeon?
The patient suffered an unstable cervical fracture with blunt trauma to the chest with possible cardiac contusion. Due to the severity of the fracture, I decided to operate immediately. I asked Dr. Weber to be present because of the cardiac problem.
Rick?
In the second hour of the operation, arrhythmias developed. We administered lidocaine. Heartbeat went back to a normal sinus rhythm. However, I recommended very strongly against continuing the surgery because of the weak heart.
And you disagreed?
Dr. Dante overruled my decision, placing the woman's life in great jeopardy.
Steve,
We had just gotten that heart stabilized.
I felt I couldn't stop at that point. The nature of the fracture was such
You
that...
could have gone back in for that at some other time. There was no sense in jeopardizing her life to such an extent.
Of course, if you consider paralysis as an alternative.
All right, stop it. I asked for an explanation, not a reenactment. Now, you're both professionals. At least you were, until you gave good sense away to bicker over procedure during an operation.
completely ignored my recommendation at great risk to the patient's
I
life.
rejected it, but I did consider it.
Well, why did you call me in if you weren't going to take my recommendation?
May I interrupt? May I interrupt for a moment? Now, each of you did what you felt was right. The patient survived, and we hope she'll live and won't be paralyzed. That much, at least, we all agree on, but the rest is unimportant. And if you insist on fighting it out, you'll have to do it somewhere else, on your own time. As far as this hospital is concerned, the matter is closed. Is that understood?
Well, look who's here.
Came straight from the airport. How is she?
Not good. You heard about the operation.
Downstairs. What about Jason?
Oh, he's with my neighbor. He's just fine.
Listen, I appreciate very much everything you've done. Thank you. How did it happen?
Susan was drinking.
Well, at least that was part of it.
What do you mean? There was more?
Well, I think something happened to upset Susan. When she left here yesterday, she was drunk. But she wasn't crazy enough to go drive into a wall. Somewhere between the hospital and the time she had her accident, I think somehow she went over the edge or was pushed.
What are you saying?
That if I wanted to know the real reason she got into that accident, I'd look to the last person she saw.
Who was that?
I think it was Scott.
What did you do to her?
What are you talking about?
Take a wild guess.
Why didn't you stop her?
What did you do? Take an ad out in the paper?
I just want to see justice done, Counselor.
You could have sobered her up. Why did you let her drive off dead drunk?
She's a grown woman. I can't tell her what to do.
Of course you can when she's not capable of making a decision for herself.
Well, I had no idea she was going to drive into a wall.
Are you blind as well as stupid?
Now, wait a minute. Let me
Sure,
say
I
something.
got a minute. I got more than a minute. I got all the time in the world. That's more than I can say for Susan. She's not going to be that lucky thanks to you.
Me? Now, let me say
Will
something,
you stop
okay?
this? Now, my niece is in there dying, and all any of you can do is stand around blaming everybody else for her accident? I mean, just where were any of you when she needed you? I'm sorry, it's uncalled for.
But not untrue, Alice.
It's just that if we all care for Susan, why can't you allow Scotty his right too?
Thank you, Alice. I don't know how this whole thing got started, but I care about Susan. And I would have done anything to prevent that accident.
I know that.
You may just get the chance to prove it.
Great.
Captain Ramsey's looking for you.
What?
He wants to know what really happened between you and Susan in your office.
Not exactly what you would call a shopping spree on Fifth Avenue, is it?
I'm not complaining.
I owe you one.
Just one?
Just one. I know.
It's so awful.
Mother, are you all right?
Heather, why don't you take her home?
Right away.
See, you go home with her. I will check with you later to make sure Jason's all right.
We'll be there.
Alan. Hi, we heard you were back.
How's Susan?
Hanging on.
Is there anything we can do?
Keep your son away from me.
What'd Scotty do?
Oh, Scotty, well, Susan went to Scotty's office just before the accident.
And?
She was drunk. He let her go away. He let her drive off. She couldn't even stand up. He let her drive away.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either until Heather told me. Heather also insinuated that something must have happened in Scotty's office to cause Susan to do that.
No, wait, I'm confused.
Welcome to the club.
Well, no, was it an accident because of drunk driving, or was it an attempted suicide? Which?
There's only one person who can answer that question.
Well, the pattern, at least, is clear.
Well, explain it to me, will you?
Susan was upset. She went to see Alan, and Alan obviously rejected her.
I had no choice.
Maybe not, but that must have made her even more upset. Then she went to see Scotty, and Scotty turned her away as well.
Or something.
Look, Susan came here to see you, right?
Briefly?
Well, couldn't you see that she'd been drinking? Didn't you suspect that she was a danger to herself and others?
I knew she'd been drinking, but I had seen her far worse than that.
So have I, Lee.
Look, Alan, according to the alcoholic content of the
was in her blood when she was admitted here. She must have had then an awful lot to drink after she left you and before she got to Scotty's office.
What do we do now? Who's going to protect Susan's interests? You're the only one that I trust.
Well, of course, I can't handle that. I'll try to find out as much as I can about the accident for you, then.
I appreciate that. When will you start?
Well, I'm not sure, but there is one question that must be addressed, and soon, Alan. What's going to happen to Jason if Susan dies?
What's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, I saw Ramsey in the lobby. He ordered me in here and said he wanted to talk to me.
Probably about my statement to the police.
Really?
Well, I'm not sitting here because I like the coffee.
How's Susan?
Not good. Doesn't look like she's gonna make it. I feel rotten about it, but nobody believes me.
I do.
That's good. Why don't you tell it to him? Have a seat.
Could I ask you to vacate yours for a few minutes? I'd like to talk to Laura alone.
Sure thing.
But don't go too far. You're next.
I can hardly wait.
Laura, tell me, were you in the office when Susan Moore came to see Scotty?
Both times.
There was more than one?
Yes, Scotty wasn't in the first time.
Well, would you tell me about it?
She was, well, she'd been drinking. She even wanted the bottle behind Scotty's desk.
And did you give it to her?
No, of course not. I even suggested that she go home and sleep it off.
Well, what did she say to that?
She got really mad. She was very upset with Scotty.
Why?
I don't know. She didn't say. She just barged in and insisted on talking to him.
But she didn't stay there and wait for him to come back?
No, she went around the corner to a cafe to get another drink. She said she'd be back.
And she was?
She came back right after Scotty returned from Holly's hearing.
Well, go ahead. What happened then?
It was really weird what happened. She just stormed in and went into a rage and left.
Now, why would you do something like that?
I don't know. It just happened so fast, and, well, I thought we should go after her,
But what?
well, Scotty said not to worry.
He said to just let her leave. Interesting. Well, that'll be all for now. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Well, Scotty did call Heather and say that Susan was drunk and to take care of her. He did try and help. Really?
That'll be all. Thanks. Ask Scotty to come over now.
Second team?
Come on, sit down. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea, except this isn't my idea of an interrogation room. It'll do. Well, then I'll try and get in the mood.
Oh, gee, I'd appreciate that. Now, I know that you were the last person to see Susan Moore before the accident.
Me and Laura, I gave my statement to the officer.
I also know that she was drinking very heavily and was very upset.
Well, now you know everything I do. Can I go now?
No, not until I get some direct answers from you.
Such as?
Such as, didn't you realize that Susan was drunk?
Sure I did.
Why didn't you stop her from leaving?
Because I couldn't.
Did you try?
It all happened very fast.
Oh. But not so fast that you couldn't tell your secretary not to worry about it.
She told you that?
Yes, that, among other things.
The reason why I told Laura to forget about it, you see, Susan has been drinking quite heavily for the last few months, and she's never had an accident, and she's never endangered herself or her child.
Until yesterday afternoon.
Well, I didn't know that she wasn't able to drive.
Maybe she was.
What?
Able to drive. Very able. Maybe too able.
You're losing me.
I don't think so. But I'll lay it out for you. Maybe Susan Moore deliberately drove into that wall.
Do you mean...
Maybe she wanted to die.
That's crazy.
Just as crazy as Susan was when she came into your office yesterday?
Well, yes, but...
Yes, but why was she in such a rage? What upset her so?
I don't know.
It's funny, neither did Laura. Why don't you tell me exactly what happened?
You know all of it.
Well, refresh my memory.
All right. Susan came in. Laura and I were doing some office work. She started yelling. She started screaming. She wasn't making any sense. She just ran out.
Sounds like she was telling everyone off. Trying to even the score, perhaps.
You think she tried to kill herself?
Do you?
Possibility.
That Susan tried to commit suicide.
Well, she was drunk. She was crazy.
Scotty, have you ever heard of the bartender's law?
Yeah, why?
It's rather interesting. In a lot of states, a bartender can be held responsible if knowingly he allows an intoxicated person to drive a car. If she gets killed or kills someone or harms someone while driving.
I know the law.
Good. You know, I think I can make a suggestion that you bone up on that law in case you're not too sure exactly how it goes.
Why?
Scotty, you're a lawyer. It would seem to me that a charge of that kind could very well apply in this case.
That's ridiculous.
If Susan Moore doesn't survive.
You know that Holly's been named as an accessory to murder.
Yes, I read about it in the papers, but I think they're wrong.
So do we.
I mean, Holly was with Luke. And Luke was the one who convinced me that my husband had been murdered. And the autopsy proved that he was right.
Do you believe that Oliver Durbin murdered your husband?
Oh, I know that he did. And so do the police. But because they can't find him, they're trying to convict Holly.
But not if we can help it.
Believe me, no one wants him to be convicted more than I do. But I want the real murderer, not some scapegoat.
Would you be prepared to help us make that happen?
Of course I would. I'm sorry, please sit down.
Thank you.
Now, we have to prove that Holly wasn't in collusion with her family at the time she was on the run.
But that's obvious.
To us, perhaps, but not the DA. We have to prove that she was under continual threats and duress.
How can I help?
If you can tell us everything that you know about Holly and Oliver.
Well, I know now that Oliver was here in my house at my husband's wake. Trying to get to Holly, I imagine.
Well, now, wait. Holly was obviously with Luke.
Oh, yes. And I could tell that she was terrified of Oliver because she spilled a cup of coffee on him and then she and Luke were able to escape.
Was that the last time that you saw them?
No, they came back a little later and I tried to get them to spend the night here. At first they considered it and then they left. I guess they were afraid that Durbin would find them.
Well, I can't blame them for that.
Oh, I really want to help, Holly. What can I do?
Would you sign a statement outlining that everything that you've told us?
I certainly will. I'll do anything to convict him. I want him to pay for my husband's murder. And I will not let some innocent girl pay for his crime.
I saw Ramsey leave. What happened?
Nothing.
What'd he say?
Just asked me a few questions. No big deal.
I'm not so sure.
Really, it was nothing. It's nothing for you to worry about.
Well, Ramsey seems to think we could have stopped Susan.
Good for him.
Could we, Scotty? Could we have saved Susan?
Listen, what happened, happened, okay? We didn't cause it, and we couldn't have stopped it. Now, I don't want you feeling guilty about that. You got that?
I do. It was partly our fault.
That's ridiculous.
She was upset because of us.
Because of that little kiss in the office?
That. And remember the lunch at Dino's? She got so crazy when she saw us together.
So?
So that's exactly what happened in the office yesterday.
Look, let me tell you something, okay? Susan is a lush and a hothead. And you put those things together, and that's deadly.
That's not all.
What? You know something I don't?
She was in love with you, wasn't she?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did you lead her on?
What are you talking about?
Did you let Susan think you left her?
Listen, it doesn't make any difference, okay? So would you just forget about it?
That's not what's bothering me.
Well, then what is bothering you?
There's a woman upstairs fighting for her life, and it didn't have to be this way. We could have saved her.
Scotty told her to let Susan go?
He told Laura not to worry about it.
He told you that?
Well, these were Laura's words, but Scotty admitted it. He said that he knew that Susan had been drinking for months, but she hadn't been in trouble before.
I wouldn't say that.
Did Scotty say that anything happened in the office that could have triggered the accident?
No.
Don't forget, it was Heather who started that rumor, Alan. She suggested that Susan must have been driven to such a state that she was incapable of driving, let alone doing anything else. Of course, we all know that Heather is hardly a reliable witness.
So we're right back where we started from.
I don't know who to believe.
Well, the only person who can tell us the real reason for the accident is the woman who was involved. And until Susan can talk, if she ever can, we've just got to sit and wait. Excuse me.
Sit and wait? What if she doesn't make it? What if she doesn't make it? Who's going to look after Jason?
Alan, Jason has a ready-made family all waiting for him if Susan doesn't make it.
You talking about Alice?
And dear cousin Heather, who was bending over backwards to be nominated Surrogate Mother of the Year, if she takes as good care of Jason as she says she does, he is in excellent hands.
Somehow that's no consolation.
It wasn't meant to be. Rick? Rick, any news about Susan?
I'm just on my way to find out.
Dr. Dante, Dr. Weber, it's Miss York. She's
Blue to
fibrillating.
recovery. Staffed.
They've got to save her. The Jasons say they've got to save her.